Hey, welcome to 7 Minute Stories. I'm here with the Claire Bancroft, the one and only, the famous, the infamous.
The infamous might be more likely.
Yeah. So is that where we're going to hear about your...
My infamy? Probably not. I don't know how many people here know that I was born and raised in Rhode Island.
Oh,
And Steve, my husband, was raised in Pennsylvania and Maine. So we're actually East Coasters.
so you're infamous on the East Coast.
Hopefully not. I'm hopefully not infamous anywhere. We moved out here when Steve got a job at Mid-America, Nazarene College. So we moved out here, and it was the best thing God ever did for us. We've raised 3 girls here. We have 8 grandchildren, and I would want to have them nowhere else but here. And God has been good. He's kept the 3 daughters close enough that we get to see everybody once, twice a month, maybe more. So that's been wonderful. But I was saved when Steve gave his testimony to me of how he was saved up in the woods. We were at a Billy Graham crusade, and he shared with me his salvation story. But I could see, I had been dating him. We had broken up. He came to the Billy Graham crusade and met me there. He got off a bus, and I looked at him, and I knew something was different. And then he shared about Jesus. And I had been raised a Lutheran, did all my catechism, didn't know that Jesus wanted a relationship with me, that he was available now. And when Steve finished talking, I'm all in. And we have been super fortunate to have great teaching in various churches. We've had great fellowship groups. I've been fortunate enough, basically since I was saved, which was about 52 years ago, to be able to teach Bible studies, to be in Bible studies, to just let the Lord enrich my life, and it has been amazing. I think we were trying to figure out in Bible study about 10 years ago. Mrs. Boleen.
I see you wanted to call her Mrs. B. We all know.
I know.
Judith
but I wanted
Boleen.
to make sure who he was.
Yeah.
She invited me to come to a group with her, and we ended up co-teaching that for a while. And then she decided to retire. And so I kind of took over. And I kept telling her, I'm just a facilitator. And she said, no, you're not. You're a teacher. Well, I am kind of a teacher. And so I've been teaching that class ever since then, which is we figure it's about 10 or 12 years. The class has changed in nature. We started out with a lot of older people. We now have a lot of middle-aged or young people. We have kids involved through them. It has been incredible what the Lord has done with that group. We started out with Judith and I teaching through, a book study, and we'd go through the book study. And a number of years ago, the church decided to go through the Bible in a year. And so our group decided to go through the Bible in a year, and we did it. We finished. When we were finished, the ladies said, we didn't like that. We didn't get enough out of that.
Too
We'd
quick.
gone too fast.
Yeah.
So we have since then been going through the Bible book by book, chapter by chapter, and verse by verse. We usually cover, on a good day, we cover 2 chapters. On most days, we cover 1. And what we do is we look for Jesus, and every single time we meet him. It has been incredible, the kind of things that he's shown us. We went through the whole Old Testament, and most of the ladies had not been through the Old Testament before. And so it was a revelation to them of what's in the Old Testament, how often Jesus is there, but also how often it relates to what's going on now in our country, in our world. It's just incredible. And I've really enjoyed teaching that group. It has helped me to grow a lot. But the Lord has taken me in a different place in the last couple years. One of my daughter's kids are not in church. And I started a Bible study with my now 17-year-old grandson. And we went through the whole Old Testament together, chapter by chapter, verse by verse. And every day I would send him 2 chapters, and I'd make comments on the chapters. And what it has done for my Bible study is phenomenal. I feel closer to the Lord today than I ever have. And it's because I'm accountable for sharing the word with someone every day. And even though I'm retired and I don't get out very much anymore, it has just revolutionized how I feel about the Lord and how I look at things and how much I can pray because I know he's going to answer. I keep telling him that our story has to be repeated. You know, we look at the Old Testament and over it said, I led you, I did this, I did that, and then the people fell. And that's us. You know, I look at the Old Testament. When I first studied, I thought, well, those people are just stupid. You know, why would they keep turning away? Now that I'm wiser, I see that it was because that's our nature. Our nature is to go our way, and especially if things are going well. Even as a Christian, that's our nature, to kind of put God on the back burner and to say, well, everything's going fine. And, you know, I'll pray and I'll read the Bible once a week and I'll go to church, but things are going well. Don't ever say that.
Yeah, like I don't need God, therefore.
Yeah. Well, God is there,
Yeah.
but he's not active. You know, and God is relational. He wants a relationship with us. And it's taken me so long to figure that. I knew it in my head, but I didn't know it personally because I wasn't doing it.
Well, I think that's a barrier for a lot of people is, you know, I need you, so therefore we're in a relationship. But can you imagine a relationship where, you know, like you didn't share the good times too? You know, it's just like, but it's only in crisis.
Right. Or you only talk to that person once in a while.
Yeah.
You know, our small group is a family. I never had sisters. I have lots of sisters now. And we're able to share our hopes and our fears all together. And it's really neat. We have seen so many prayers, healing prayers, answered in our group. What we learned about prayer was we don't tell God what we want. We let him decide what needs to happen. And when we let go of those things, when the person asking the request can let go of the problem and let God deal with it, then they have peace in the results. And it's hard to do that. I don't know how many times I've let go of something and picked it right up after I was finished with the prayer. And God has tried over and over. I mean, I don't know how many times I'd drive down the road and he'd say, let it go. And I'd pick it up and he'd say, let it go. And finally, I would be able to say, okay, it's yours. And then he could work, and I could see that the plan he had was much better than the plan I had. But we're people. You know, we still have a sinful nature inside. The Holy Spirit is filling us and teaching us and growing us, but we have a tendency to take the easy road, which is the sin nature. And that's the way the people were in the Bible, you know, the easy road. Let's take the easy road until I need something, and then I'll say, well, God, where were you? Why did you abandon me? And God is saying, are you serious? I've been right here in front of you, waiting to guide you, and you wouldn't open your eyes. And you know, that's what Bible study is about. I think people need to have that relationship. You can have a worship time that's wonderful, and you can hear great sermons, which you should do. But you also need those relationships, because then you can encourage one another, and you can show how Jesus is just working, and how he wants to work with you and wants to work in the group. And so it seems to me that everybody should be in some kind of small group. You just don't grow the way you would if you're not in one. And I think everybody needs to find a prayer partner, someone they can be accountable to. So far, with my grandson, I'm the one doing all the teaching. He's the one that occasionally sends me, that was interesting. What I want to get to, because he's now 17, almost ready to go off to college, is I want to get him to read a chapter and give me the feedback on what he's saying in it. He's never read through the whole Bible before, so this is kind of fun for him. But he also needs to understand that he needs to relate personally to it, that it's not just me telling him what it says, but he needs to look at it and see, can I find what she's saying? You know, and we need that. We need that with other people all the time, because now I'm daily in the Word. You know, I'm daily doing something. I also send a Bible verse to one of my other grandsons every day with a short comment, because that means that that grandson is studying John. He's at a Christian school, and the teacher's teaching the book of John, and he said, we've been on that first verse for weeks, and I just don't understand. I said, do you understand who the Word is? And he said, well, yeah, I guess so. It's Jesus. And I said, and what is the Bible? Well, the Bible's the Word. I said, so the Bible is Jesus, and Jesus wants to talk to you every day in the Bible. You need to understand that. You know, and it's things like that God is teaching me. I'm, you know, in my 70s, and I'm learning so much. It's really exciting. Doing a 7-minute video, maybe not quite as exciting, but it's...
I had to beg Claire to come on here, but I think it's good. You're setting the example for your group. I'm slowly working my way through your whole life group, your whole Bible study.
Yeah, they found out today, and they were not excited. But each of us has a story, and, you know, our stories reach other people. You know, like my conversion story is I was this and nothing, I wasn't doing bad stuff or anything. There weren't any drugs involved or any great things like that. But it was a revelation. And I know my story can relate to other people because that's why he gave it to me.
Well, right now there's going to be a crop of people that start to go, I can text my grandson a Bible verse. I mean, like, that's something that's discipleship that's happening, multi-generational discipleship.
Right.
So hopefully this is a catalyst for that.
Well, when I hear preachers occasionally threaten the congregation, Christianity is one generation away from dying, I think you don't trust the word because God is not going to let Christianity die.
The word has endured.
Yes, and just like Christmas isn't going to be gone because there aren't presents, maybe this Christmas will be the most important Christmas that anyone will have because finally you can put Christ in the middle of it instead of a bunch of gifts.
That's right.
There's just so much to the Christian life that it's exciting. And I think the internet is great. It's real easy for me because I can't get the services all the time. And so I listen to the sermons, and that's great. It's good teaching, but you need fellowship. You really need fellowship. That's important. That's why God left us here.
Well, you need that dynamic accountability of reading the word with somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thanks for coming on and sharing that. Like I said, I love seeing you getting riled up about, reading the word and what God's revealing to you. So I think that's going to bless people.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.